JJ, the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. I know there's lots going on related to the stimulus check, when's it coming, stimulus check 2, PPP, unemployment, when are they going to actually put together this stimulus package? But what we do want to remember is that we are running our businesses nonetheless. We are continuing our jobs, hopefully, nonetheless, whether it's a side hustle, gig, independent contractor, or you're running a larger business, you're a part of the team, or maybe you're an employee. Here's a concept. You, we, I. You need to be, we need to be, I need to be. I think we have to step back, and when we're talking about mistakes that businesses make, it's not asking the right questions, in my opinion. It's pretty simple, right? The key to any good relationship, my father told me, was communication. We all know the famous line of "what we've got here is failure to communicate," which is a terrible impression of the beginning of a Guns N' Roses song, which I'm sure came from some movie. Communication. Pretty simple, though. Asking questions is the key. The mistakes that businesses make is that the owners, the employees, don't ask questions. I think we're in a society that if you ask questions, it leads to a sense of weakness or a perception of weakness. One of the things that I've always told my staff, especially the ones that are either new to the industry, new to our business, new to our firm, is ask questions. I'm going to be more frustrated that you spent time trying to figure something out versus coming and asking a question, because you could spin your wheels and waste 30 minutes, and I'm not going to probably be all that excited that you found the answer. What I'm going to be more appreciative of is that you went to me or whoever's above you and asked the question to be able to get through the project quicker and, more importantly, get on to the next one. So let me back up. I think first the leadership, whether it's the business owner or the management, needs to ask those 3 questions. And it starts with asking questions of the team. And I'm not talking about getting a chalkboard out and putting together a vision statement, and doing a free fall and make sure everybody catches you, singing some kumbaya and all that good stuff. What I'm talking about is running a business. Now, I did do a video on Sunday that's talking about family-owned businesses. But let's just take into account that if the management, if the leadership approached it as asking questions such as, what do you think you should be doing, team leader? What do you think you should be doing, employee? What do you think you should be doing, staff? Hear what it is they think they should be doing. Well, they should just know. Well, why don't you ask? What do you think you should be doing? Second question. What do you think we should be doing? Third question. To the management, to your employees, what do you think I should be doing? Some of that communication helps also clarify what the employee needs to do, what the business needs to do, and then what does the leadership, management, or owners need to do. Now, I'm not talking about asking questions and then actually going, oh, okay, well, if that's what you think you should be doing, then I guess that you're going to do that. And or, oh, if you think that's what I'm supposed to be doing, well, I guess I need to be doing that. What it's doing is opening a line of communication. Now, it's the same thing with the professionals that you're working with. Whether you're hiring a professional for your business, whether you're hiring a professional personally, ask the questions. What will you be doing? What will we be doing? And what will I be doing? Hiring a CPA. So what will you be doing? What will we be doing? And what will I be doing? So in those circumstances, if someone were to ask me as the CPA, if they were to say, what are you going to be doing, JJ? I'm going to be asking questions about your circumstances to help make recommendations to save you taxes and then implement those strategies into your tax picture by preparing your tax return. And if they then said, well, JJ, what are we going to be doing? And I would say, well, together, you and me, client, what we'll be doing is communicating. So I would be telling that client, so what we need to do is communicate regularly. What we need to do is ensure that you're getting the information to me timely. What we need to be doing is making sure that you, client, understand what it is that we're doing, why we're doing it, and the timing. So that's what we need to be doing together. And if the client said to me, well, JJ, what should I be doing? So the client wants to know, what are they doing? I would say, well, you need to be keeping books regularly. You need to be entering in QuickBooks. You need to either run payroll or more. You need to hire a payroll company. You need to be looking at your bank statements. You need to be looking at your numbers, what's clearing your checks, looking at canceled checks, looking at a general ledger. You need to be getting your hands around what a P&L looks like, a balance sheet, cash flow statement. You need to be aware of your taxes. But I would then probably follow that up by saying, but that's what I will be doing with you. So in one statement, I will be doing this so that we can do this so that you can do that. So many business owners especially, or those that hire investment advisors, CPAs or tax professional or EA, lawyers, bankers, insurance professionals. Now I'm just going to get real with you for a minute. The mistake that business owners make, the mistake that many make is they either think it's big time, that they've hired a professional and they go, well, you just tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. Or I've hired you because I'm relying on you. So you go do it and you make sure we're doing what we need to because I'm hiring you to do all this. False expectations. You have a role, we have a role, the other person has a role. There are 3 roles. By clarifying and saying, hey employee, hey staff, hey person I've just hired, what are you going to be doing? What are we going to be doing? And what am I going to be doing? I think it also helped clarify that if you're an owner, management, that the person you're talking to is going to realize maybe a little more clearly what their role is, or you can help clarify their role. You can help clarify what the collective is doing, so to speak. And you can clarify what it is that you're doing, your involvement. Asking the questions. If you say, well, what do you think you should be doing? And they say, I don't know. Then you say, well, I guess we got a problem. What do you think you should do to figure out what you should be doing? Asking questions is the mistake that business owners make, the mistake that many make when they're working with others. When you're asking these questions, what does it do? It helps clarify. Now, the second part that I think goes hand in hand with this is right here. There's a movie called Boiler Room, and there are high expectations on those that are coming in. Yes, it's about a shyster company, okay? But any movie I watch, I try and find the positive out of it, or I find a lesson out of it. Regardless, this is a group, a team, and they clearly communicate in this movie in meetings what that employee's role is, what the company's role is, and what the owner's role is why I'm including this. But the other part here is that business owners specifically You need to expect from your employees more. Okay? You need to expect your employees to do what it is you hired them to do. And many, many times, business owners, management, the leadership, they allow the employee, in essence, to interpret what it is they're supposed to do. And not at all as employees are they lazy or not motivated, but an employee's going to do what they think they need to do, and then they're going to go home. You need to expect them to do what it is that you hired them to do, which most likely is more than what the employee thinks they need to do. And guess what? I'm going to throw this on the flip side. So I'm glad you didn't turn it off right here because you were an employee and you didn't like what I just said. But business owners, you need to do more. Business owners think, well, I got a team. I'm going to lay back and let everybody do it. I'm going to trust you. And well, yeah, you can trust people all day long, but you need to expect more of yourself as an owner by doing just what I said, asking questions, communicating, looking at your financials, talking with your advisors. You need to expect more of your management, asking questions, because the management is doing what they think they need to do, which is probably more than what the employees are doing, but it's not probably as much as what the owners think the management should be doing. So when I say doing more, I don't mean overtime. I don't mean that somebody's doing a bad job. What I'm saying is you're leaving it up to the interpretation of the staff, the employee, the senior, the management, the leadership, when the owners need to help clarify what everybody's role is. So it's kind of silly, but we know we've got the Avengers here. We've got Captain America and Iron Man and the Hulk. Everybody knows pretty much what their role is by the power that they have, right? And if you're any kind of a superhero fan, you know that for the most part, the superheroes are relying on each other to fulfill whatever role they have, which is in essence using the powers that they have. So I like to think of all of us as superheroes, right? I think highly of everybody. That's just me. And I incorporate that a lot into what I'm doing because partly it's just fun. But when you're now in a team circumstance, you as the new one to the group, if you were to say, what am I supposed to be doing? What are we supposed to be doing? And what are you supposed to be doing? If you just ask those three questions, so much clarification would come into being. Because what happens, and especially in small businesses, well, maybe even in the large, is the management sees that the staff or the employees aren't doing what they're supposed to do. So what do? They report back to the owners that, well, the reason we're not getting this done is that these other people aren't actually performing to what we need. When it should just go the reverse. Hey, real quick, team member, employee, what do you think you should be doing? What do you think we should be doing? And what do you think I should be doing? And they may very well have some great answers for you. You might actually learn that they're doing more than what you thought, or they're actually doing something completely opposite of what you think needs to be done. And that then leads to you understanding why they're spending so much time doing what it is that they're doing. You might gain some good ideas when you hear the answers to, well, what do you think we should be doing? You might hear some very unrealistic expectations that you can either communicate, clarify, set straight. Also hearing from them what you are saying when you're asking, what should I be doing? They're probably going to tell you what they're assuming you're doing and assuming what maybe you're not doing. So you can help clarify there. So as business owners, we want to get reliant on those around us, and we should. We should expect that. Management wants to be reliant on both sides, up and down. And those that are the team members, the employees, want to be reliant on their team and the leadership and the owners. Everybody just wants to do a good job. Everybody wants to show up and do the best that they can. But for that to happen, you have to have clear communication. And it starts with asking questions. So mistakes that businesses make is not asking questions. You don't have to tell, you don't have to have a staff meeting, you don't have to have policy after procedure and standard operating procedures to figure out what's going on. Now, I'm not at all saying that you shouldn't have those things. What I'm saying is a lot of times what management does and business does is instead of communicate, they come up with more rules, more regulations, more procedures, more meetings, and they're telling and telling and telling and telling. And the employees are hearing and trying to do the best they can. While at the same time, the management that's hearing from the owners and the employees or the team members hearing from management are probably growing, maybe frustrated, maybe a little resentful. It's like, well, don't they trust me? They keep telling me I need to do this, or they're telling me this, and they're telling me that. Instead of asking questions, so that'd be really the next mistake that businesses make, is not asking questions. So you need to communicate and ask questions. And it's not asking questions to the extent that, well, whatever that person says to you, well, gosh, I guess we better be doing that. No, it's for all the things that I just said. All right, hey, listen, real quick, I just want to tell you that I appreciate you. If you made it to here and you haven't subscribed, please do. And let me tell you real quick too, I've got a number of videos that are coming out related to the stimulus, unemployment, PPP. I've got a number of playlists talking about the PPP forgiveness, EIDL, things that are going into play right now. I'm trying to do as much updating as makes sense related to the stimulus check. Nothing new going on today, September 16th, other than we're at a standstill. So thanks for tuning in. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. All right, hey, have a great one.